When you keep your eyes open, you can learn all the time. Hello again, everyone. I'm Eli's dad with Project Eli, where we educate, lead, and inspire. Last time we got together for one of our little talks, we were talking about ways that we could learn some leadership skills from the President's Taskforce on coronavirus. Mostly, to be candid with you, were things that they were doing that maybe they could do a little better. And so we had 7 of those to start with. Let's go over the last few and talk about those today. All right, first of all, whenever you're preparing, whenever you're a leader, whenever you're running an organization, you have to have a clear vision of what it is you want, and you have to hope for the best. But you must also prepare for the worst. If this happens, what do I do? If that happens, what do I do? You have to have different alternatives all set, ready to rock and roll. And boy, have we ever seen that in this particular time of great challenge. Number 9, lead by example. When you're the leader, guess what, folks? Whether you're doing so consciously or unconsciously, people will follow your example. People are starved for leadership. They will follow the example of the leader. And so everything that you do, everything that you say, you must be cognizant that you're going to have followers. So if you on one side of your mouth, as an example, are saying, you know, strongly recommend that everybody wear masks, and then right 2 seconds later say, but I'm not going to wear one. What message is that giving? It's a mixed message. Especially when you're talking to people in a sizable number of people like we're doing here. But even when you're speaking to smaller groups, don't give a mixed message. Always make sure that you're saying one thing, you're making one point, and you want it to be clearly understood. You give mixed messages, people will take the message that is most convenient for them, and that's the one they're going to follow. And if it's not the right one, if you give me mixed messages, you're going to cause some significant difficulties, aren't you? Number 10, when you're talking about getting a job done as a business, as an entity, the first thing you have to do is to sell the problem, then share the vision of success, and sell the dream. I mean, stop and think about basic commercials on TV. This is not stuff that's new. All right? I mean, first of all, they talk about, you know, well, if you do this, you're not going to look like that, and then you're going to get the girl, and then after you get the girl, you're going to be happy and live happily ever after. Isn't that the basis of many of the commercials? All right? Or people, my favorite one is when people are using bar soap, and they're in the shower, and they're like this, okay? It's like, who takes a shower smiling like that, okay? I'm so happy, I'm taking a shower, I'm rubbing my body with soap. Boy, am I happy. I'm happy because I know that when I don't smell bad, I'm going to get the girl. I'm going to be so happy. This bar of soap's going to change my life. I just like doing this anyway, okay? But the point is, sell the problem first. Sell the problem first, okay? If you don't use the bar soap, you're going to stink, all right? Then share the vision and sell the dream. This is basic sales 101 for anything that you want to do. If you have a business and like people aren't coming to your business, here's the problem. We don't have people coming to our business. People don't come to our business, you're going to be out of a job because we're not making any money. Here's the vision. All right? You show people what, you know, have people come in and sell the dream. You're going to have money coming out of your pockets like nobody's business. I mean, it's always the same basics. This needs to be done with the present situation, and they're starting to effectively do this because of the repetition means retention. It's because of the repetition means retention. But initially, my goodness, you know, this mixed signals like, oh, it's no problem, it'll be over in a few days, it's going to disappear when the warm weather comes, and hello, McFly, basics. basics are what wins. Number 11, expect to inspect and inspect to expect. You know, when you have a big project, you have to make it clear to the people that are doing the actual physical work, this is what I expect. And then say to them, so let's be clear, what kind of results are we expecting to get from this? And have them regurgitate it back to you, because if you don't, you're going to find that even the simplest direction, there's miscommunication. Happens all the time. I mean, don't your own kids say, well, Dad, I thought you meant this, so I did that. I mean, they know how to play that game. So do people when they grow up. They were once kids. They all played that game. Not only that, but sometimes it just happens naturally where people misunderstand what you're saying. So make sure that when you say what you expect and you have them regurgitated, then, this is critical, you go back and you inspect their work. You inspect the end result. If the end result is okay, great. If the end result is not okay, then you have to go and see where the breakdown occurred. But you must inspect. If you're a good leader, you can't just say, I'm going to do this and then hope that it gets done. Life is not like that, folks. You must inspect what you're doing. And I'm particularly talking about delivering, you know, the masks and the equipment and all the things that they're talking about here with this coronavirus. All right, somebody needed to inspect to make sure that it was getting done, because, oh, we're shipping it, everybody's happy, we're doing this, and the governor's just saying, we're not getting jack. That's the point. Okay, so expect to inspect, inspect to expect. Number 12, never let them see you sweat. To be in control of others, you must be under control yourself. Anybody here ever taken an airplane flight? All right, if the oxygen stops, the mask is going to come down. Put the mask over your face first, and then put the mask over the faces of your children, the people, and that's just an example. You have to be under control first to be in control. There's a drowning person, the lifeguard jumps into the water. What's the first thing the lifeguard does? They grab the person and they make sure that they're under control, that they're calmed down. What do you do with the little kid? The little kid comes, okay, the little kid sits on your lap, say, okay, daddy's here, relax. You're under control, they're under control. As a basketball coach, you know, at the end of the game, you got one shot, you got 5 seconds, you're making a play. Guys, this is what we're going to do. You don't yell and scream. You say, guys, this is what we're going to do. And you're calm, and that calm transfers to the people that you're giving the direction to. Don't ever let them see you sweat. 13, model success using the best data available. You know, especially with this particular scenario, things are changing all the time. The only thing that you can do is take the data that's available right now and use it. We have not done, even to this day, today's Wednesday, and he's talking about, well, I've done 2 million tests, you know, I mean, I think it was 1.79 or something like that, tests. Okay, we have 330 million people. That's less than 1% of the people. Tell me what you can get from that data if you got 1% response in anything. All right, we're doing 125,000 tests a day. 125,000 in a population of 330 million? My goodness, hey, would you send me the results, you know, when I'm in my old age home? You know, Eli, and that's not next year, that'll be a few years from now anyway, but send me the results when I'm in the old age home 20 years from now, if you're doing 125,000 a day. You got to get the data. But all you can do is the best that you can. So you take the best available data that you have in front of you, and you got to keep your eye on the data. You got to keep your eye on the scoreboard. You're not going to win the basketball game, you're not going to win the baseball game unless you know how close you are to the end, unless you know what the score is, because that affects your strategy. Same thing is true in business, same thing is true in any enterprise that you undertake. 14. Always remember, when a leader speaks, it has influence. My goodness, you got to remember, when you say things like, I'm not going to wear the mask, when you say things like the China virus, when you say, people will take what you say, they'll turn it into a soundbite for themselves, and at their convenience use it to justify their actions. Folks, as a leader, one of the things leaders have is influence. Influence. So as a leader, be careful what you say, because what you say will be taken out of context, and it will be taken to the advantage of the person trying to make the point when that's exactly what you didn't mean. Be careful what you say. Remember your position. Especially remember it if you're the President of the United States. Where are his advisors telling him, stop saying China virus? Where are they? Where are the people advising this man? And number 15, remember that everything is a sales job. Everyone's favorite radio station is WII-FM, which stands for What's in It for Me. People could care less about your problems. What they care about are their own problems. What they care about their family's problems. They care about their income. They care about their health. They care about their safety. That's what they care about. Remember that everything is a sales job, and the best way to make a sale is to tell a story. Yesterday on the broadcast, Trump was talking about a particular congresswoman that had the virus, and she took the medication that he's been trying to sell over and over again. He told the story, and I don't know whether the medication is going to work. However, he told the story of how she survived, how it was sort of a game changer for this woman. You know what? That was a good sales job. People remember stories. Facts tell and stories sell. Facts tell and stories sell. So I want to point out something that he did that was effective. Now, once again, I know nothing about the drug. I'm not here promoting it or saying it's awful or this or that or the other thing. What I am saying is his method to sell that particular point was very good, because he told the story of how it helped this particular woman that was against him to begin with, would never say anything good about him, unless she had her head, and boy is she happy with him, and so on and so forth. It was a story that was a sales job, and it did a good job. Those are our 15 leadership points to quickly review. Number 1, make sure that you say where you stand, your current focus, and your singleness of purpose. Number 2, be interested in their problems as the leader, not your own problems. Number 3, be interested in results, not finger pointing. Finger pointing breeds a culture of finger pointing. Number 4, do whatever it takes to get the job done. Don't let pride get in the way of your pocketbook. If you have to go into the foxhole to shoot the enemy as the leader, get in the foxhole. That's what's necessary. Do what it takes to get the job done. Number 5, proper jurisdiction should be in charge. Don't micromanage unless it's necessary. But when it is necessary, when it is something where you need centralized direction, then you have to make sure that you have centralized direction. Otherwise, leave it to the jurisdiction that is closest to the action. Number 6, admit your missteps, accept responsibility, and be human. And when you are human, you will find that people will sympathize with you, and you'll be able to galvanize people closer to you when they say, boy, he's just like me, only a little smarter, or she's just like me, only a little smarter. And that's how good leaders operate. They admit their mistakes. Number 7, by the same token, accept the blame. The buck stops with you. Whenever anything goes wrong, not whenever anything, but whenever something goes wrong with the organization, you take the blame for it, because you are the one that's ultimately responsible. And make sure that you distribute credit all the time to the generals, to the masses, to the soldiers. And when you do that, you bring people closer to you, and always remember that in the end, when the job gets done, the person that gets credit for that is the leader. Number 8, hope for the best and prepare for the worst, which means be proactive. Why doesn't everyone in the United States have a mask right now, today? Why? Tell me. Be proactive. Okay, I strongly suggest that people start thinking about protecting their eyes, because the virus goes in the mouth, the nose, and the eyes. And if your eyes are just out there, this is from not any of my great medical knowledge. This is from the doctor in South Korea, the country that's leading the world in solving this issue. Number 9, lead by example. Don't say everybody should wear a mask and then in the next sentence say, I'm not going to wear one. Send mixed messages, mixed signals. Number 10, sell the problem, share the vision, sell the dream. Make sure people are aware of the problem, paint the picture, sell the, show a vision of how we can do it, and then sell the dream that we're going to get it done. Number 11, expect to inspect, inspect to expect. Be clear on your direction, CCDD, clear, concise, definite direction. And then inspect and make sure that you're getting the results that you're looking to get. Number 12, never let them see you sweat. As the leader, to be in control of others, you must be under control yourself. People are starving for leadership. 13, model success using the best data available. Don't try and reinvent the wheel. If somebody's already done something and it's working, copy what they do, expedite your time, allowing you to focus and fine-tune solutions to get them where you want them to be. Number 14, always remember that you as the leader have influence. Be careful what you say. People will choose what you say if you're not careful at the most inconvenient time to you to upset your apple cart. Be careful what you say. People will take it out of context and it will upset things. And number 15, remember that everything is a sales job. All right, everyone's favorite radio station, WIIFM, what's in it for me? People are interested in themselves and solving their problems. They're not particularly interested in solving your problems. Make sure that you inspire people to do things rather than require people to do things. And because we will never end a meeting on a philosophical note, let's all get out there and charge! I'm Eli's dad.